So last year I made a poll asking how many of my viewers or subscribers are Trump supporters. And it turned out that quite a few of you are, which told me a lot. Um, Unfortunately, it told me that many of you are unreasonable and dangerous. And the reason I think that is because that's what I've been seeing with Trump supporters. So I was watching some videos earlier, and they were talking about a mother and daughter who have been harassed pretty badly for working with the election. They did their jobs, but they were, I don't know the word, um, defamed by Trump supporters who took this video of them doing their job and said they're committing a crime. They've got suitcases and they're bringing in these false ballots, and you can even see it right here. You can see it. And the video that they were showing didn't show that at all. But they kept saying, you can see them doing it. This is them doing this. And even though the video didn't show that at all, their supporters would watch this video and hear them saying, this is what's happening. It's literally a situation of what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. What you're seeing is what I'm telling you you're seeing. And over time, it becomes harder for these people to understand that even though what they're seeing is not what they're hearing, they still believe what they're hearing because the person that's saying it means a lot to them. And they don't want to believe that that person is lying to them. And so that's why when people question why people are calling me a murderer, they'll keep referring back to the Mayo videos and saying it proves everything, it shows everything. If you just watch it, there's no question. But then if you watch it, it doesn't prove anything at all. And if you bring that up to them, they'll say you need to watch it again. Just watch it again. Just watch these women do their jobs and listen to us tell you what our narrative is a couple hundred more times until it fully sinks in. It's an extremely dangerous form of brainwashing. Just mass brainwashing. Like, I've been receiving death threats for a year because of this. And it won't ever stop. And it's all based upon lies. Lies that they have not even proven. They literally are doing the same thing that the Trump supporters are doing with the election. They'll show something and say it's something else. Just like when I had my sign and I was on Hollywood, they got a picture of me with a sign that said anything helps, and they said, see, it says homeless. It didn't say that. But they said over and over and over again, they said that's what it said until people started believing that even though they were looking at the picture and they could very clearly see what the picture was, they believed the narrative that was being put behind it. My aunt is doing this. She'll show you a picture of an obituary and say that it proves I stole my grandmother's credit card to buy my father's headstone. And people are trying to help her because they're saying, well, it doesn't say headstone. You're saying she stole the credit card to buy the obituary, right? And the reason they're saying that is because if I had stolen a credit card to buy a headstone, there would be a receipt of that. That's a large purchase. But an obituary in a newspaper, that's probably small enough to fly under the radar of even a fraudulent purchase. So now they're trying to shift the narrative that it's not the headstone, it's just the obituary. I've never bought an obituary either. So even when they change the story to make it make more sense, it doesn't make any sense. And they'll keep saying it. Like Kathy shows a picture of me and says, where's your brother? She knows where my brother was at. He was right there in that house, laying in a pink chair that smelled like urine, listening to his father beat his mother. That's where my brother was at. That's where my brother was at for 22 years of his life. And Kathy wants to know where he was at. The answer's always going to be the same. He was in hell. A fucking nightmare where he was trapped in a body that he couldn't control. Living with people that only cared about a paycheck that he was bringing in because he was handicapped. That's where he was, Kathy. Where are you? Where were you? You were at Universal Studios. And you'll say, well, you were too. Yeah. As a teenager, brought there by my grandmother. Why didn't anybody else in the family? Why weren't my sisters there? You might say, well, we couldn't take little Ronnie. He was handicapped. Well, you could have taken my sisters. Do you have any pictures of you taking my sisters to Disney? Or Stone Mountain? Or even to the State Fair, Kathy? All of your pictures and the narratives that you put behind them, they don't mean anything. They're you trying to make up a life that didn't actually exist. You're trying to invalidate a million tears through one staged smile. Taken someplace where anybody would smile, at a graduation or at a theme park or on Christmas. Because this family uses happiness and love as a weapon. That's why they go after my little brother when they really want to hurt me, because they know he's the only one I really love. When you use love as a weapon, you forget what it is as love.